Okay, so in my last session, I ran out of GPU memory. Um, and we can see right now Python is not using any memory. All I did was close VS Code, and all the 8 gigs of memory were freed up. So I think just this one's uploaded. Now we're going to go ahead and just walk through, since the PyTorch ran out of memory. I want to go ahead and just walk through the solution and see if there are any errors, because we had errors in the other one, the TensorFlow version. So here we are. That's just some comments. Let's do run. Well, I don't want to do run all. I want to go step by step. So I've got my Comet API key. I really thought I was kind of past the whole unpredictable behavior of Python when I got my global environment set up correctly. And then also I thought I resolved all the issues with TensorFlow. Okay. I've got a horror movie on in the background. If you hear screaming or anything, it's just my TV blaring. Okay, so far so good. Then this is the interesting part. Let's check on GPU. So it doesn't say anything about Python at the moment. This is where we had our error. Now we can see we're using 289 megabytes of GPU memory. This is again just setting things up. Okay, we're up. We've gone a little bit higher. Let's see how that's doing. Right, so that didn't need to consume anymore because we're not really doing anything. Still good. The only memory you see going up is in VS Code. And it looks like it dropped down a little bit. So these three are like Brave, Chrome, and Code. And one of these is going to be like Chrome, and this is the code. So if you do a PS and you put the process numbers, you will be able to see what's actually taking that up. So 11.455, comma 13344, comma 16714, and you're going to see Brave, Chrome, and Code. So this is the Chromium browser. This is going to be Grok. So if I close Grok, that should go away. As you can see, that's gone. And then if we try this again, we can see Brave, my browser, and Code. So 16.714, this is the memory consumption on the video card by Code, VS Code. So far so good. Uh, let's execute this. Now this is going to be some of the good stuff. We're getting to the training. This is fine. We'll just call it that. Now we're going to see some graph generation. It's uploading to Comet. And it's generating the graphs. So no modifications of the parameters so far. There are instructions to fine-tune these experimental parameters, and they give you some ranges to experiment with. They give you a loss function in terms of the optimization is atom, and loss is um, entropy, cross entropy, and that's set up, I believe, in the experiment somewhere. Create project, example batch, cross. Yeah, so this is the way it's worded in PyTorch. It was a little bit different in TensorFlow. So it's done very quickly, quite honestly, much faster than the TensorFlow. Play back the generated music. Okay, it looks like we were able to get through. So there's a few Okay, and when done, I need to end the comment experiment. Okay, so we're up to 600 megabytes with the PyTorch version. Okay, the experiment has concluded. Here's the generated music. Okay, that's one song. Second song. One thing I didn't see was any output in terms of how large the model was. I didn't see the amount of parameters as we did in the TensorFlow solution. We actually had model summary, this model summary step, which was able to show us that the particular model that we created had 5 million parameters. Okay, so I think we're good. I think we've gone all the way down. Yeah, we're all the way over here. Experiment get awarded for best songs. Congrats on making your first sequence model in TensorFlow, PyTorch technically. Pretty big accomplishment, and hopefully you have some sweet tunes to show for it. Consider how you may improve your model and what seems to be the most important in terms of performance. Here are some ideas to get started. How does the number of training epochs affect the performance? What if you alter the or augment the dataset? And does the choice of starting string significantly affect the result? Try to optimize your model and submit your best song. Participants will be eligible for prizes during the January 2025 offering. To enter the competition, you must upload the following. This submission link. Name your file the following, followed by the file format. The files, all three components are preferred over individual files. If you submit individual files, you must name individual files accordingly to the above nomenclature. So this is a complete walkthrough of the PyTorch version, and it looks like it did not blow up the way the TensorFlow version did. Now to confirm, I'm going to close Visual Studio. I believe it wants me to save. And then I can close it. Now I'm going to take a look at the memory consumption. As you can see, it's gone way down. And I'm going to open up code again. And this time I'm just going to try to walk through the TensorFlow solution and see how that affects my GPU. And let's start from the beginning. And it seems really you really have to have a good foundation in understanding statistics and understanding the basics of calculus, the chain rule, power rule, in order to construct. So this is for somebody, I think, who's already got some experience in doing predictive analysis using other methods, and now they want to expand into machine learning. So far so good, nothing has errored out. So again, I'm just following the solution along to see what's going on. And so far Python is not using any memory, just VS Code. I think the memory consumption will increase when we start defining the model. So now that I hit build model, okay, we should see, yeah, and we see, wow, what a radical difference. What a radical difference between PyTorch and TensorFlow. It's already grabbed 7 gigs of memory right off of my GPU with this very simple model. We are able to get a model summary. So far so good. Let's see the diff. So a few more megabytes, another 12 megabytes of memory. Okay, so far nothing has broken. And I think after this step, things are going to start breaking. They did for me at least last time. This step here, no, the one after. Yeah. So here we go. This also takes a lot longer. This might be again because of my CUDA drivers and the nightly build and just other issues, but I can definitely echo the experience that people are saying that, oh wow, it's jumped again. Another 24 megabytes. That people are saying that PyTorch is easier to use. And I think the better way to word it is it's a more performant and generally speaking better optimized library. More model summaries. And again, we get an error. So we're not able to generate any music in the TensorFlow solution set. So I just wanted to confirm that result, which is that we cannot generate a correct solution using TensorFlow on my system. Not bad. I mean, that's pretty good. Okay, so that concludes my walkthrough through the MIT Intro into Deep Learning Lab 1. As a complete novice, complete beginner to both Python, Jupyter notebooks, and the mathematics of statistical analysis. Uh, this is something that I needed to do in order to get a better grasp on how all this works in terms of the experience, and also to compare side by side TensorFlow and PyTorch. And as you can see, the comparison has yielded the fact that um, TensorFlow is almost unusable on my system, which is very, 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 very sad, um, considering it was one of the very first deep learning libraries that was released and released by Google. So let's go ahead and just fire up Grok real quick and close down VS Code since I want my memory back. I want my memory back, bro. Give me back my 7 gigs. Thank you, sir. And let's just ask Grok, who, I think this was released by Meta, who released PyTorch. So yes, so that is Facebook's AI research lab, released 2016. The developers, and this is good because what you want to do is you want to follow these people on X. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's go to X, and we've got some important names we want to follow. We want to follow Adam Paskey, if we're not already. There he is, Adam Paskey, author of PyTorch. Okay, got to follow this guy. That's his GitHub. We should bookmark it. Probably has some interesting things. Probably a very smart guy. Now he works at Google. He's based out of Germany. Awesome. Look at all these organizations he's a part of. Oh, wow. He works on the compiler. AskTorch. JaxML, pushing back the limits of numerical computing. Consortium, I'm not sure what that is. And this looks like OpenXLA, a community-driven open source machine language compiler ecosystem. Okay, yeah, let's find Sam Gross. And it has not suggested him. Let's find him. Search for Sam Grossman, Sam the Geek, somewhat coy, Sam at Mastodon, not social, Sam the Geek. Posts are protected. This is I am Sam the Geek, Italy, Los Angeles, Copenhagen, elsewhere about blog. Let's make something. Google is in a panic about Chech. He hasn't posted in a couple of years. So he's like me. He's recluse or just highly private per individual. I'm not sure what this is about. These are photos. About. Hi, I'm Sam. I ride bicycles. I play various technology and lead product management at Occupier. Sam the Geek. You want to find me on the internet? Look for Sam the Geek. It's probably me. Okay. The Samate project. Okay. NIST. So this is the data set, machine learning. So I think we kind of have the right guy. Code.google, Oscar, open source differential photometry code for amateur astronomical research. Well, definitely interesting individual. Source. Well, there's not much here. Okay, just okay. So he's one of those that doesn't really like yap, as they say. Doesn't yap too much. Not big into marketing. Doesn't have too many followers. I'm kind of sad because he's been on X since 2008. Somewhat coy, yeah, shy individual. I'm already following this guy, Sumit Chintala. He's a co-founded and lead of PyTorch at Meta. So this is his website. I'm an AI researcher, an engineer. You can reach me at sumit@gmail. I live in New York, grew up in India, co-founded PyTorch, maintain Torch 7, and actively work on open source. Okay, Torch at its peak was used by Google, DeepMind, Twitter, and Meta, and significant AI research was powered by it. Hello, robot. So he's probably super rich because he's one of the early investors in Anthropic, Osmo.ai. So he's good. Like he doesn't have to work anymore. Let's take a look at his GitHub just in case, and some of the organizations that he's a part of: Torch Worldwide, Meta Research, and PyTorch. And we have one other name, Gregory Channon. Let's find out about him. So not much going on. PyTorch roadmap, New York meetup. Gregory Channon, Facebook AI. Not. He's pretty quiet. It looks like he doesn't really post. He's not active. Not followed by anyone you're following. Okay, so he's not really active, but Adam Paskey is. Sumit Chintala is probably super rich, so we can even try to Google his net worth. Yeah, he's all over the place. Oh, he's very active. This is good. Public figure. There's no publicly available data. So just being a distinguished engineer at Meta, he probably makes several $1,000,000 annually. And that's not accounting for the investments he mentioned. See, as he's invested in a lot of interesting things. His publications. So his most recent PyTorch, faster machine learning through dynamic Python bytecode transformation and graph compilation. Scholar.google. Yeah, these guys, and look at all these other names. More names to follow, more names to be interested in. These guys are compiler writers. That's confidential. That's with FB. Torch audio, building blocks for audio and speech processing. Dynamem, online dynamic spatio-semantic memory for open worldwide robot utility models. The Yama 3, heard of them. Cited by how many papers? Wow. PDF. Obviously, I'll never read this because I'm not smart enough compared to these guys. Wow. But yeah, there you have it. That's my walkthrough through the MIT course. The TensorFlow, you don't want to even waste your time with it, in my opinion, now that I've had a chance to vet. And you definitely want to focus on PyTorch, and you want to focus on these individuals, especially Sumit Saumith Shintala. I'm sorry I'm butchering his name, but you might want to follow along, see what they're doing, what they're investing in, and invest in those companies as well, because who's ever creating... Oh wow, he's even talking about Yama 405B versus GPT 4.0. So in this video, I went over not only how the memory utilization is vastly different between PyTorch and TensorFlow, and the difficulties that you may experience using TensorFlow in comparison to PyTorch, but also we've looked at the creators of PyTorch and what they're currently doing and how to find them and follow them on platforms such as X, because these are living heroes in quite honestly, when it comes to software engineering. They're not only extremely bright, but they're working on the cutting edge of what is driving the fourth industrial revolution, that we're experiencing in this complete race that has spawned between nations: China versus America, DeepSeek versus OpenAI, and red teaming. We do discover risks. Well, that's interesting. Adversarial testing on specific models Wow. Wow. Security research when it comes to um, LLMs, which is something that happened to Manus, where one of the individuals just
In
was
this
able to
episode,
gain. So where we had Wes Ross, I don't know if he's posted anything recently. Wes Roth, I believe. Right. So Manus leaked. This is an important video
Manus
because he was talking about.
and knowledgeable they are. Not all of them, but
So he's talking about how a researcher just basically asked for um, the source code. So here are already Michael Schmidt. This is probably holds the Manus SDK. Manus code from container. So this is interesting. So this is a containerized sandbox environment that enables AI agents to interact with terminals. Particularly, so this is something that you may be interested in. Details. And let's try this again, but on X. Let's search. So I just simply banned it. So John, yeah, okay. And you should follow him. I simply asked Manus to give me the files at opt.manus, and it just gave it to me. Here's their sandbox runtime. Okay. This is bookmark worthy. Surprising leak alert. People thought Manus might be an AGI breakthrough, but it turns out it's just Claude Sonnet with 29 tools. Someone casually asked Manus for the files, and it did. So it relies on browser use. You should follow this guy. This is hilarious. Ignore people like this who are making fun of. They keep calling it anus. Ignore that. Okay. So yeah, we got to level up, ladies and gentlemen. We are competing with the likes of, Ilya and Summit, where these people are geniuses in terms of mathematics ability. So if you're in school right now, do not skip on your math. Okay, thank you for following along.